I'm Derek Chen, and I'm a vice principal at a secondary school.
And I'm Walker Young, and I am a manager in the government.
I had heard good things about Ed from other people. I knew that he had just gotten into real estate before we went to Panama, and had been in it for about 3 years. We had used another agent for the current house we're in, but then we thought, you know what, I'd like to try Edward out for some real estate investment properties, especially having heard that he had invested in some properties himself.
Yeah, and I guess Ed did come over and talk to us and kind of walked us through the whole process and let us know what to expect, what not to expect, those sorts of things. So
right.
That was really helpful. That's why we decided to go with him.
It definitely had some concerns, and we were actually pretty hesitant at the beginning because of the the amount of money that it would require and not having that much disposable income. That's why we called him actually, and he sat with us and went over basically the financials of the situation, and then actually made us feel a little more comfortable knowing that actually he had also done the same thing and didn't have this amount of income available to him, and he took out basically a loan to help him out.
Yeah, and then he hooked us up with a mortgage broker as well, and let us know, and we worked with her to figure out what we could do, what was necessary, what sort of income we needed to have to sustain things, and that was really helpful as well.
Yep. So after we had the money thing worked out, the most fun part was actually looking for the properties. And so we watched all these programs, and so it was actually us being able to look for the properties now. And so we went on a huge search for properties, and and Ed was basically telling us, in his advice, it was best to look for a certain property. In our case, it was a studio or bachelor, maybe a 1-bedroom. So he took us to a lot of those, and
yeah, it was a different search. Like, we had bought houses before, but never things for investment. So yeah, Ed was really good at walking us through, saying, although you may not love it, you can rent it out, right? And so we had to let go of that whole emotional side of it and say, okay, it's a good investment, instead of just saying, oh, I love this one, let's buy this, because the things you love aren't always the ones that would make the best investment. And Ed was really good at being honest about what would rent out and what wouldn't. And I'm not sure whether it's because, I don't think it's because we had that established relationship already. I think he would have done it with anybody. But he was just really honest about how, what we could do, what return we could get on the properties. It was really great.